everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris ORME, and today we're back playing some Franchise Hockey Manager 2 with our Colorado Avalanche in the Rumbling Rockies. So where we left off in the last video, we were doing a little bit of trading, a little bit of looking to trade, actually, not actually trading, and also looking at the waivers. We spotted a couple of people, so we put in a claim on Dmitry Yaskin from the St. Louis Blues. We got him on the left wing. We put in another one for Patrick Berglund on the left wing. We picked him up. We also had Stephen Johns as a free agent, and we've sent him to the Rampage. So we also did some moves and changed things about, and then I figured that we needed to make some trades, so we got a goaltender mini from Arizona in exchange for McGinn and Rackle. I felt we had enough left wingers now with Yaskin and Berglund to come in. So McGinn wasn't getting the job done. I changed Yaskin into a right winger, and that basically gave us a free goaltender after the two. Excuse me, I had to cough there, but after the two waiver deals, we had enough. So I did that. Then I decided to trade out, finally. We decided to get rid of Will Butcher, who is a decent prospect of defense, but I do believe we have better. We got rid of Mini. We didn't really need him, so I felt that was a trade that we could make, and we did make. So we added in youngsters as well. Vidra, a good centre, Merkley on the right wing, and finally Rantanen on the left wing. I felt that, well, he does have potential and could turn into something. I mean, all three of these guys could. Mini was a good player, and Butcher would at least be a top 6 defenseman of the future. Maybe even a top 4. Whereas Rantanen and Merkley should be first liners, Vidra maybe a second liner, and Mini backup, or maybe a starting goaltender if things went his way. I just felt that we needed to improve, because I want that President's Trophy and I want that Stanley Cup. I want to win them both. And I felt a third round pick would help us out, and Brandon Saad as well on the left wing. So a bunch of backup there, a goaltender, defender, and left, right wings, centre. Almost a complete lineup. We got ourselves Brandon Saad in a third. Very, very good player. We traded away the rights to Mironov because I've got a feeling he might just re-sign in the KHL. And, we still got better players than Mironov. And he's getting older. He's not coming across yet. It would be the end of this season before we could even offer a contract. And I don't have full confidence that he would leave the KHL. So that was a great sort of piece of trade bait that we could have used somewhere else. I was saving it, and I was hoping maybe we could get him, but in the end, no. Smallman, another good young centre like Vidra, could turn into something, maybe a second liner, third liner there. And then Berglund himself, he was a little upset he wasn't getting playing time, or not enough playing time. I think he wanted to be a first or second line centre, and really he was more like a third line centre for a sort of fourth line. Sorry, not centre, fourth line left wing, third line left wing, with some other roles on special teams. So I decided to get rid of him, and I know it's pretty bad picking people up and then trading them away a month later, or not that long really, with Mini. What's that? That's, a month and 12 days. It's like 6 weeks he was with our club. So that wasn't great, and an extra day for Berglund to go out. Yeah. I'm not sure about that. I am not sure about that. But Columbus were happy to do some deals. And like I say, basically this deal here was to improve their future. They lost Brendan Saad to do that. But then they got Mironov and Smallman to improve their future again. 2 centres, left, right wing, 2 defenders, and a goaltender, all for the future. And then to replace Brendan Saad, they picked up Patrick Berglund offer. So I think they make a little bit of sense the way the deals were put together. And we just gain a first and a third for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possible starters in the NHL. So, you know, I think they got a little bit of the better end of the deal in terms of depth, but this is what we could afford to lose. And like I say, Brendan Saad really does improve our team, and I'm really happy to have picked him up. And then it's just Johns and Bigras down into San Antonio. So we're going to look at our teams. We'll look at the Comets. I don't believe we've got anyone down there still. So, no. And there's no real prospects there either. On the Rampage, Bigras is absolutely fuming about being sent down. But I needed that money from... I think he's on like 900 grand, and we can't really... I don't think we can afford to bring him back up. Can we? Salary? Yeah, we can do now. We can do, because we've made a couple of trades. So let's go ahead and stop him from being so unhappy. Yeah, 840, just under 900. And that puts us still below the salary cap, which is nice. 22 skaters. I wonder, can we get... Whoops. What's John's on? 500 grand. We might be able to get John's up as well. Increased by 20, 230. I think that will be absolutely nice and just about fit under. So we got all 23 under there. Unhappy, insufficient ice time. Well, he should be happy just beyond the main roster. So I'm hoping that'll sort itself out. I have had problems balancing the lines. Gergensons does not want to be a third liner. He's not playing well. He's not really enjoying himself. He wants more ice time. Ryan O'Reilly probably wants first time ice time, which he's not getting at the moment either. And McKinnon was another one, and Duchesne. They were both unhappy with ice time until recently. So I've rejigged the lines to get those happy. But we're back with Gergensons and O'Reilly not really being happy. Sidlovsky, I'm happy for him to be unhappy, because I've had to take him off a couple of these lines. Is there anyone I can actually take off stuff? Yaskin's got a new contract, but he's not happy about ice time. And I've only really got him on this penalty kill here and on that fourth line. So if I just got rid of him there and put Sidlovsky on that third line penalty kill, I wonder if that would help improve the mood of Sidlovsky, and Yaskin won't drop too much because he's happy with his new contract anyway. And O'Reilly, we can see he's on second line center. He's a second line power play, 4-on-4, first line penalty kill. I mean, he should be getting ice time. He's the first extra attacker as well. I don't see why Ryan O'Reilly is not getting as much ice time as he would like. So it's 19. The last game was better. But yeah, he's a couple of 14s there. That's probably what he's upset about. That is probably what he's upset about. So I don't really want to put him on the first line for anything. I mean, I can probably switch him and Gergensons there on that penalty kill and put him on the first line power play. Drop Duchesne down with Bodka and Hansel. That might help out a little bit in terms of ice time, keeping people happy. So yeah, that's about all I can do. I think we're a pretty stacked roster, so it's difficult to find everybody the right amount of ice time that they are looking at. I am thinking about getting rid of Gergensons at this point, or maybe O'Reilly because of his contract, but he's so good. And I spent so much to bring him back to the organisation. So it might be Zemgus Girgensons who needs to make the move. That'll put Lowry up there. And then I've got a couple of young prospects who I can fit in on the fourth line next season. JT Miller can go as well. Sidlovsky can go. I'm really happy with my left wing though. Look, Landeskog, great player for us. Saad is enjoying his time in the second line. Budka seems fairly happy. I've got him on the second line power play and third line even strength. That seems to be working out quite well. I like Budka a lot, so I wouldn't like to lose him. And Yaskin, as long as he's happy with fourth line time right now, then I'm pretty happy having him as part of the organisation. So you can see there Brandon Saad, 16-16 for offensive and mental. He is really sort of stepping up. He's got 32 points in 29 games with us. And that basically makes him a point a game player, because he's 36 from 36 for the season, I guess. And Landy, Saad is better offensively than Landy is. So do we put Brendan Saad up on the top line and drop Landy down? I don't know. I don't want to upset Landeskog because he is an assistant captain right now as well. Yaskino, a good offensive player but highly physical. Not a defensive player but highly physical. Bodka there. So that left wing is really strong in my opinion. The right wing, Hansel, isn't bad. He's not great, but he's not bad. McKinnon, of course, is a phenomenal player. JT Miller, another offensive-minded player who, he's decent. He is decent. He might take fourth line time. And Sidlovsky is pretty similar, to be fair. If you look at their 2 seasons, 19 from 49 for Miller, 16 from 49 for Sidlovsky. So, I don't know. I might keep one of those and ditch the other. Hansel can drop down to third line. And we might be able to fit someone on the second line right wing. I'm just wondering if that could be Girgensons now, thinking about it. Could that be Girgensons? Let's have a look. Face-offs, 14, so he wouldn't lose a lot moving over to the right. He wouldn't move a lot. He is a left-handed player. He could fit, so if I dropped Hansel down, Miller down, trade out Sidlovsky for a 4th round pick, or a 3rd round pick, depending who I trade him with and what I can get. Or maybe a prospect. We can trade out or trade him and a draft pick for a better draft pick. I'm not sure. But if we did that, Girgensons then moves into the second line. He gets a little bit more ice time. That means I don't need to put him on the power play and the penalty kill as heavily as I have. Which means I can find room for other people. That ice time issue might be resolved. And maybe we just drop Sidlovsky out completely. That gets rid of his unhappy ice time. So yeah, I think that might be what we're looking to do here. Have your say as always in the comments if you think this would be a good move to put Girgensson second line right wing alongside O'Reilly and Saad. And I don't want to change that first line. That's just too good. But then we drop Hansel down to the third line with Lowry and Bodka. Miller goes out to the 4th line, getting rid of Sidlovsky with Yaskin and one of the youngsters for next season. And then we look to maybe trade Girgensons if it doesn't work, or maybe trade out O'Reilly depending on his contract. Because I know, you can see his salary there is 11 million. He's got a long contract worth a lot of money. Now, it does get cheaper as we go down. I don't know why, but it does get cheaper as we go down. So, this year isn't too bad, maybe. Because, we're fitting under the cap. And we're actually going to gain money as the contract goes on. So, I don't know. I'd be loath to lose him. I really would be. So we can do something there maybe. But that's kind of our roster. Those are our lines. So you can see who our best players are currently, potentially, and also in terms of form, their ratings. You can see here, not great from Cadil's, Sidlowski or Miller. Good Branson's not having a great season either. Lowry, very patchy. Yaskin, Hansels, Gergensons, Truba. Truba we'd really like to see more out of. Let's face facts. We would like to see more out of him. And then people who are doing okay: Bodker, O'Reilly, Barry, Landeskog, McKinnon, Sard, Schneider. Orlov's been fairly impressive. Gostisbehere, great little player so far this season. Pietrangelo, which means that our entire left side defence, as well as our 4 left wingers, I am really happy with. And then, of course, Matt Duchesne, who just seems to pick up so many points, so many goals, assists, good performances, first stars, second stars, third stars. He really is the face of the franchise, and I feel a little bit for McKinnon because I'm not sure McKinnon is ever going to be the number 1 guy while Matt Duchesne is around. So that's going to be an interesting one. Landeskog would be a star on any other team, but he's our second best player, maybe third best player, maybe even fourth when you look at O'Reilly and Schneider. He's definitely top 5, but we've got so many good players, and we're moving into great. I mean, Matt Duchesne is starting to move into a great player for me. I think he is now one of the league's best players, and he's proving it by scoring a lot of points. We look here, goals, Ovechkin leads the way on 34, Matt Duchesne on 25. That's not bad at all. Assists, Sidney Crosby there with 47. Matt Duchesne jumps in with 41 in second place. Landeskog's got 35. Points-wise, Matt Duchesne, 66 points. Absolutely fantastic. Landy's there, 52. That's a good season from him. The shots coming in from Duchesne as well, plus minus. Pietrangelo, Truba, Duchesne, McKinnon, Gostisbehere, Landeskog, all up there with huge plus minuses. Absolutely phenomenal plus minuses. Face-offs, we haven't really done too much in there. Shots blocked, again, not much. Penalty minutes, thankfully, not too much. The power play goals, I would like to have someone here, but I think we are spreading them out. Patrick Kane, Malkin, Stamkos, Tarasenko, usual suspects in that list. And the short-handed goals, Matt Duchesne grabbing 3. And you look at it, he's the highest points total, the second assister. He's there, joint 7th, really, for goals. He's got the short-handed goals. Matt Duchesne is a phenomenal player in this league, and I'm loving having him as captain of the Avs. Also as important to our success is Corey Schneider, a key pickup for us, trading out Varlamov and picking up Schneider. The most wins, what else is he in? Goals against, yeah, that's the most goals against, that won't be it. So goals against average, 1.91, the only goaltender to be under a 2. We are looking at Vasilevsky may be available at the end of the season, 2.35 there. So that's pretty impressive. He has had a lot of time on the ice, of course. He's played more games than anyone else. The shutouts, he's only second behind Bobrovsky, who's a top-class goaltender as well. And with the depth we've traded along the way to Columbus, I think Bobrovsky will enjoy seeing that go in his favour. Save percentage. Now, McGuiney, I know, he is a backup, I believe. We've got Picard there at New Jersey Devils. And he's having a decent season with a save percentage. Mrazek in Detroit, pretty good goaltender. Longo, and then down to Schneider in 5th. And he's up there in terms of saves. So Player stats, we'll have a look quickly here as well. Duchesne, McKinnon here with goals. He's got 21 in 49 games. You can see Bodka is there, 25th with 18. That's pretty good. I'm enjoying seeing them get amongst it there. Matt Duchesne at 41. Landeskog, 35 assists. And then nobody else in the top 25. I know we got people close. Yeah, 26 for Gottespier and Pietrangelo from defence. Points total, Sidney Crosby with 1 game less than Matt Duchesne. Both on 66 points. That's pretty good. 52 from Landy. Above a point a game there. Nate McKinnon, 46 from 49. He's just below that point a game. Thomas Hurtle coming in, doing a good job there. That's always nice to see the youngsters stepping up. Jack Eichel as well. You know, Huberdeau stepping into a decent season, it looks like, as well. So that's not too bad. Plus or minus, we do dominate. You know, Hansel's there as well. O'Reilly, Bodka. We got so many in that top 25. And let's go down to goalie stats. You see games played. Minimum of 25 games played. Good stuff. So these should be all your starters. Corey Schneider there, most games played. Most wins, but it's not even close. You know, Quick's having a great season there with 30, but Schneider is absolutely wrecking stuff. Goal against average, as we see, Schneider amongst the starters isn't even close to being caught. He's having a tremendous season. Shutouts, he's not top though. That is Bobrovsky, who is having a fantastic performance individually. Maybe the team not doing the best to help him out, but they are rebuilding. The amount of saves Tuukka Rask is making is phenomenal. We're down there in 5th. There's been a few more teams getting a few more shots than us. And then the save percentage, see Mrazek, Luongo and Schneider all having a fantastic season. Goals per game, we are top with 3.98. That is filthy. That is filthy. I've got this offense ticking nicely. And then goals against, 1.94. So nearly 4 a game, under 2 against per game. That's absolutely phenomenal. Shots per game, we're getting a lot more on target than anyone else. Shots against, we're allowing less than anyone else. Face-offs, you know, mid-table, that's not too bad. I don't mind being middle of the road for that. We're not exactly blocking shots either. We're really low for that. In fact, we are dead last on blocked shots. The amount of hits, we're up in 6th, but we're not the toughest team out there, but we're building a little bit of that into our lineup with Duchesne, Landeskog, Bodka, O'Reilly, Gergensons. I think we've got enough physicality there. Takeaways, we're 3rd. We're not quite top there. Giveaways, we are top. We're still giving the puck away a lot. And, you know, I'm okay with that because it's not really hurting us too badly. Injury days, we have suffered a little bit. We're just outside the top 10. But we've got the depth to actually cover it. So I'm happy enough with that. We can see in the standings, we'll just go to the league. Absolutely killing this season. We are absolutely going for it at the moment. And I'm really, really, really pleased with how things are working out. Let me just see who's our draft picks that we've got this season. So we've got ours and Columbus's first. We got Winnipeg and Columbus second. Now, I know Winnipeg are having a great season, so there they go. They're up to 6th. So Winnipeg's pick is not going to be worth too much. So that's a 2nd round pick that maybe we should trade, because that's looking more like a 3rd round pick. Columbus, they're top 10 at the moment, so we got their 1st round pick and their 3rd round pick. So yeah, maybe we'll just look to trade out of Winnipeg's second rounder later on. We'll get to the trade deadline and make that sort of that call then. We are at the All-Star break. The game is tomorrow, I believe. So we're just going to look at the lineups. Erik Karlsson captains Team Blue. He's got Corey Schneider and Jonathan Quick in goal with himself. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, filthy, absolutely filthy defense. Keith, Krug, Falk and Suter there to back them up. The forwards are Crosby, Tarasenko and Ben. Malkin, Skinner and Barkov. Zibanejad, Steen and Wenberg. And then Petan, Stahl and Nate McKinnon. So it's nice to see Nate getting a little bit of love there. It's a bit of a shame we can only really see Schneider and McKinnon getting a bit of love so far. John Carlson, though, he steps up as Team Red, both right-sided defensemen captaining the teams this year. So Holtby and Hammond, decent goaltending there. Carlson, Doughty, Shattenkirk, Subban, Bouwmeester and Shea Weber. Pretty good defense there. Patrick Kane, Matt Duchesne and Steven Stamkos. That is a lovely first line. Kopitar, Taylor Hall and Pacioretty. I like that a lot. Stasny, Nuge, Tavares. I love that. Schwartz, Bergeron and Tyler Johnson. I love that too. So I think goaltending goes to Carlson. Defense is kind of 50-50 for me. And yeah, forwards, I'd give it to Team Red. John Carlson's picked a filthy lineup there. So Matt Duchesne, Nate McKinnon and Corey Schneider, probably our best three players right now, are the three that get called up to the All-Star game. Board conference, outstanding shape. That was at the start this month. We're about to get a new one. 11, 0 and 0 is just amazing. We're not on that this month. We actually lost 2 or 3 games. We did lose 2 or 3 games. So there's a bunch of players here to pick up. Patrick would be really nice, I think. Nolan Patrick might be one of the best in this draft. But we picked up a right winger, so we wouldn't want to do that. Liljegren, maybe, if we got a really high draft pick, we look to go after a defenseman. I don't know. I've read that there's a lot of depth in terms of goaltending, so don't go for a goaltender with a high pick. And the best in the league, they'd most like to play for Mike Babcock. Carey Price is the toughest goalie. Cleanest player is Kopakowski, sorry. Best role model is Datsuk. The fastest player is our only winner here, Nate McKinnon. When you look at his stats, I believe it too. Speed 21. Ouch. Toughest is former Av Cody McLeod. Smartest is Henrik Zetterberg. And the hardest shot and best skater both go to Erik Karlsson. I would kill to put him on this team, I really would. But we can't. We really, really can't. So we're going to go and play our next game. We're also going to get into February and get our report card off Mr. Kroenke. Just see what Stan the man has to say about the season so far. 39, 8 and 2. 80 points. So the Stars have gone for Ferraro. And the Blue Jackets have picked up Bartkowski. Not great players. Neither one would make it on my team. So I have kept an eye on the waivers just in case someone young with a bit of potential comes through. Because I figured if someone's on a one-way deal that's got a little bit of potential and just get sent down, I might be able to step in and liberate them. Bring them over to the Avs, which would be really nice. I just don't think that's going to happen. I really don't think that's going to happen. So a little bit of a delay here moving into February. There we go. Player of the month is Victor Hedman, Marc-Andre Fleury, the goalie of the month. Everybody's development goes up. Duchesne and Jason Truba have started learning how to fight. What are you up to now? 7, come on. There's much better places to put those stats, Matt. Come on. What are you doing? So we got a game against a divisional rival. We've got the Nashville Predators. And they are a good organization in this. They really are a good organization. It's them and the Chicago Blackhawks who normally run us really, really close. You know, last season we finished in the middle of them. So, you know, that's quite an interesting division to be part of. So Kroenke thinks this season is a great success. We're in outstanding shape. Performance confirms it. We're 8-2-1. So I knew we'd lost a couple of games. I didn't realize one of them was an overtime loss. I thought all 3, I thought maybe up to 4 were regular season losses. But 8-2-1 is a really, really good month. So I'm not going to worry over that. We've got no injury worries. We've got Cadilles as a backup at the moment. Johns as a backup. And Chris Bigras. He's still a little unhappy, but he's okay. He is okay. He's a lot happier up on the main roster than down. What nationalities have I got? Decent amount of Americans, decent amount of Canadians. We got 2 Czechs, a Dane, a Latvian, a Russian, and a Swede. I'm okay with that. That's a nice little lineup. Yeah, I think we just go into this game. I think I just skipped that game, didn't I? I just skipped that game. We'll go into the next game. I need to be on the play tab to actually play the game, don't I? So it's been a few days since I've actually played this. But we do win against Nashville 4-2. Brandon Saad with his 16th of the season. You can see O'Reilly with 22 assists. Orlov with 16 assists. Sidlowski does get on the score sheet. Barry there with Lowry getting the assists. Ryan Johnson and Philippe Forsberg with their goals. Assists on the second coming from Aberg and Fisher. And then Mikhail Bodka from Gottespier and Goodbranson. Orlov, Sidlowski and Barry there with the empty netter at the end. So nice to see Sidlowski get 2 points. He doesn't get in the top 3 stars, sadly. But it goes to show what our defense is doing, that a lot of the work actually went through them. So yeah, let's go down to us. Let's have a look here. Plus minus, Orlov gains 3, so does Barry. You know, Sidlowski with a couple of points as well. Total time, not so much for second and third liners. Bodka didn't get too much either. But when we're looking at the unhappy players, 19.5 for O'Reilly might be okay. Duchesne dips down to 16. Ooh. Yeah, he might become unhappy again. Zemgus is on 14. And we got Nate on 16. That should keep him happy for now. That's not bad though. It's a good game. It's a good game. So let's have a look. This is how things line up at the moment. The Kings are leading the way in the Pacific. The Sens and Lightning in the Atlantic. And the Capitals just over the Devils over in the Metropolitan. So losing Schneider has helped out the Devils, actually. They must have picked up enough pieces to move themselves forward there. In our division, Predators not having a good season though. Winnipeg have really climbed up and taken that 3rd spot. And Chicago are up here, not too far behind us. But they have played 4 more games. So really that is pretty much in our favour. So let's see. Ekblad has a new deal. That's a shame. Could have done with him. Trading an old defender for a young one. Detroit sign Holloway. Ottawa signs Abinadjad. Stars have claimed Nathan Horton. Interesting. I didn't realise he was on. I really didn't think he was on the waivers. I didn't see him go on there. So that's a little bit of a shame. He might have been an option for us on that fourth line wing. But, okay. It is what it is. We're still fit. O'Reilly's not 100% fit. He is getting a little tired. But I need him to have the ice time. I really do need him to have the ice time. So, let's play our game against the Devils then. We're a little over a month, or a little under a month out, I believe, from the trade deadline. So, you know, we've got a little bit of a chance to make things happen. So, Varlamov against Schneider. We definitely have the better goaltender. We traded between ourselves for that. Kyle Palmieri, very decent season there for Palmieri. But Duchesne, absolutely scoring and assisting for fun. He's almost got as many assists as Palmieri has points. Calamari, Spezza and Palmieri on that first line. Enrique, Zajac and Boucher on the second. Grunstam, Gagne and Rutu on the third line. Interesting. Gotch, Backlund and Zaka. That's a decent amount of depth there. Those are players I know quite well, and maybe they're a little older now than they used to, but that's decent. McNabb and Green, Merrill, Severson, White and DiMaggio. I'm not too fussed with the defensive core, to be fair. I think we win defense. I think we... Yeah, maybe they got a little bit more depth. I like seeing Rutu, Backlund, Gagne, Gotch on that third, fourth line. Bodka, Yaskins, Gergensen are sort of the similar, to be fair. We got some good youngsters and deep players, so that's okay. That's okay. So, 100 goals for Bodka. He's only one away. O'Reilly could get 3 points and get 350. McKinnon just needs a single point, and Gergensen's needs 5. That's probably away. So, a point for McKinnon, a goal for Bodka. Who knows? That might actually come on the same line if they get a power play goal. So let's see how this game goes. We're going to sim to the end of the first period. Let's stay out of the penalty box. Let's stop giving the puck away and let's start scoring nice and early. Let's get a lot of shots on them. Let's really test Varlamov today. So, not too much in this first. Matt Duchesne goes in the penalty box. I don't like that. Early penalties are never a good thing for us. We rarely come out with a good result. It looks here though like Gustis Pierre will shoot and score from Landeskog. That's a decent start to the game, first period. And yeah, the time's just going to tick down. Looks like they are out shooting us, which is a very, very much a rarity. And Matt Duchesne sits on the... Oh, come on. That's his second penalty of the game. He sits in the penalty box now for 2 minutes, almost the full 2 minutes of the second period. So yeah, not too much in that first sort of first period there. We're missing a lot of shots. I don't like that. They're giving away, but they're also taking away. We're hitting. Yeah, I can't really help you with ice time if you're gonna do that kind of thing. Look at that. They got plenty of people in the box. Hansel, Petrangelo, Bodka. So I think that came from O'Reilly. Yeah, Petrangelo and O'Reilly there to Bodka. Landy's now in the penalty box. So my captain for 4 minutes, my assistant for 2. Duchesne now on the ice. And Jason Trouba with a goal. That's quite nice. So the shots aren't too bad, but we're actually producing, which is the big thing for me. Missing a lot of shots. Ryan O'Reilly now goes into the penalty box. Too many penalties. It's not costing us, but it's too many penalties. And there we are. Camilleri grabs a goal back in the dying minutes of the second period. A quick goal at the end here, at the beginning of the next period, I was going to say for them, could get them back in it, but instead, Sards gets the assist here, and Alex Pietrangelo grabs the 4th goal. That probably makes us more than comfortable going into the 3rd period. We need to stop penalties. No penalties in this last period. Let's go, guys. We're not giving the puck away. But we're definitely losing out in a number of categories to New Jersey. Luckily, we're as lethal as ever in front of the net. But I haven't seen us get below 30 shots so far. And there we go. We get over 30 again. We might even jump over 40. See, they go in the penalty box. This is where we need to make it count, guys. But we're not going to 39. There we go. Lowry takes it there. Godespier. Sidlowski. And Yaskin grabs himself a goal. That's a good goal there, just to tie things up at the end. We get over 40 shots. Once again, we stay out of the penalty box at the end of the game. We actually get half of their penalty minutes. 5-1 win over double shots, half the penalty minutes. So few giveaways, which is awesome. We did lose out though on face-offs. We did miss a ton of shots as well. But that's because we're taking so many. I'm not too worried about that. That's kind of where our team is, guys. That's how we've been playing most of this season. And yeah, have your say, as always, on what we can do, any trades we need to make. That roster switch, if we want to push Gergensons out onto that right wing and make those changes at the trade deadline, or even at the end of this season going into next season. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're enjoying this season and what you think will happen at the end. Right now, we look as if we're locked on for the President's Trophy. But we all know that a great regular season doesn't mean anything in the playoffs. We got knocked out so early on last year. Can we overcome this time and make a run for the Stanley Cup? That's what it's all about. I've stacked this roster. I'm so close to the salary cap. We've got very little room to move. And I know some contracts are going up this season. So we might be forced into losing one of our big players. Can we get the cup before that happens? Let me know what you think at Chris ORME on Twitter in the comment section below. Like if you have enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more content. And I will see you back here very soon for more Franchise Hockey Manager 2 with our rumbling Rocky Colorado Avalanche. You take care, guys.